Hello. I have not been on Instagram in a while to do a live. So I felt like today was the day to come on and chat with you all, get reacquainted, say hello. If you're catching the live, please say hello. And if you're catching the replay, let me know you were here for sure. I wanted to come on today, and if we haven't met, my name is Ashley. Let me introduce myself. I am a holistic vitality practitioner. So what that means is I help high-performing women move from an anxious mind into embodied leadership, and I do that through many different modalities, but the premise is around bringing more presence into our life, into our experience, and creating more resilience. So really cultivating safety within the body, disrupting old patterns and habits that are no longer serving you, and providing you with ways of being, not only physically but energetically, that will support what it is you're trying to create in this world. Because as a high performer, I know you're up to a lot. The reason that I wanted to come on and talk about how worthy you are, how worthy we all are, is because I've long noticed this pattern, but it's come up more and more recently in groups that I've been part of or groups that I've been facilitating. So I was facilitating a group on Sunday, and it was a group of about 15 women. And there may have even been a little more, but 15 women, so that's a good number. And other groups I had been a part of recently as well that had 20 or more women in it. And this has been very true for clients that I've worked with one-on-one, who there's this underlying sense, and I've experienced this myself and have had to really work with it, this underlying sense of no matter how successful we are, no matter how much we achieve, and even if we witness those achievements and are proud of ourselves for those achievements, there's this underlying core energetic root of not feeling worthy, and like we have to keep striving to do more, and that we have to fight to get to where we want to be. Usually unconsciously, that's to be equal in a man's world. So what came up in the group that I facilitated on Sunday was this core root of not feeling worthy, and how that manifests in feeling overwhelmed, feeling anxious, overdoing, and that leads to burnout, which I've long seen and I have experienced myself. So how do we create more presence and resilience and more safety in our experience, which means in our body, because this core worthiness wound is part of our collective experience, so part of the feminine and even the masculine wound. And it is, as you've seen, if you are a woman, and even if you are a man, you've seen where there's inequalities and where women are still fighting for equal pay and all of those collective traumas. And there's also generational trauma with that. So those live within our body. Those are stress responses that get triggered in our body when we come up against our, maybe something happens where we're worried about losing our job, or so then our safety and security comes into question, and that flares up in the body. So then we're responding and reacting to things around that. And even if we are in a situation where, we don't have to worry about our job and we have the financial means and everything's hunky-dory, I'm just guessing there are people out there like that. that your unworthiness wound, no matter how much money or success you have, can still be triggered. So my point in sharing that is that everyone carries this in one way or another, no matter how much success or money that you have. So we really have to go into the body mind and repattern this. So how do we do that? There are many different ways to do it. One that I want to share with you today, and I just want to speak on a few points around it, is what's called coherent breathing. So coherent breathing, there's a lot of different breathing techniques out there, but coherent breathing helps train your body to have a flexible nervous system. In particular, this breathing works with your cardiovascular system. So everything's connected, so it's not like one or the other. Coherent breathing, if you practice it, you can start with just 3 minutes once a day and work your way up to 3 minutes 3 times a day. And it is a slow breath, and this is just using your nose. It's not breathing in and out your mouth. So it's using your nose with a 6-count breath in and a 6-count breath out for that 3-minute period. You can just set an alarm on your phone and close your eyes or keep them open and go through that breathing pattern. And that will bring you into more presence. Why do you want to, like presence sounds all like hippy dippy maybe. But when we're present, we're in a brain center that allows us to make better decisions. When we're reacting from a place of stress or anxiety, then we're not in a present state of mind, and that makes it more challenging, or we're making decisions out of usually scarcity, lack, unworthiness, all the things that aren't going to serve your highest good. So when we can bring ourselves to a place of presence, we can make better decisions, instilling better habits, so on and so forth, so that we can have better outcomes, which as a high performer, I know you care about outcomes. So that is just one way that you can train your body to respond differently to these triggers of anxiety, stress, and tension that you may be holding. It may be challenging sometimes to witness, like, you don't always have to identify, like, is this a worthiness wound, or is it a this wound, or this, that, and the other. Like, I guarantee we all carry this wound. So we can start there. So what are other practical steps that you can take around this? One is, so anytime, or what I've found that's really helped me, and I know that it's helped my clients, is really grounding your energy into trust. So any actions that you can take that reinforce trusting yourself, your ability to discern and make decisions for yourself, to take care of yourself. So I actually like to do a grounding prayer meditation every day where I'm actually anchoring my energy in to the earth. You can visualize this however you want to, and because that makes me feel fully supported, that makes me feel fully anchored. It makes me, it just really shifts my energy. I mean, I go into a whole bunch of other things, but when we feel safe being here, because I can tell you, I have gone through periods in my life where I haven't felt safe being here. I haven't wanted to be here. So, when we can come into our body and feel actually safe and grounded being here and taking actions from that place versus a scattered, and I know everyone has experienced that scattered energy of the mind, and oh my gosh, all this is happening and I don't know what to do, and whatever story that brings up for you. So really, what's one thing you can do every day to reinforce trust? So that's usually keeping a promise to yourself, whether that's, I promise to myself that I'm going to take my dog out for a walk, or I promise to myself that I'm going to do a workout, or I promise to myself, whatever it is. Keeping those promises builds trust, builds more safety and security, builds that feeling of worthiness within versus, looking for feeling worthiness through success, which I think I shared doesn't usually work for people regardless of how successful they are. Words, where are they? The second is really seeing love more as an energy that's always available for you to tap into versus solely an emotion or an attachment or, something that's linked to a relationship of some sort. Love is an energy that's always available. When we connect to that energy over, which I realize can be challenging when we're in a place of stress and anxiety, but when we can see it in little ways, whether that's if we're out on a walk and we see people sharing it, or if we just see the beauty in the sky or in flowers blooming or whatever that may be, and connect that to love, those can be little just points. They can be just little points of creating more safety and security in your environment and your surroundings. So that is another way. And the last one that I want to talk about that was also a theme in the group that I met with on Sunday, and it is something that we have to cultivate because it's not what is seen as success by society, but it's actually tapping into our wisdom. So our body holds so much wisdom, and our job, or your job, if you so decide to embark upon the journey, is to awaken that wisdom within. And when you awaken that wisdom within, then trusting, loving, finding safety and security and worthiness is not something you mentally, none of this is like really a mental game, a little bit, but not fully. But it's not something you mentally have to set out to do. It's going to come naturally because you'll receive the messages and you can decide. So it's think of wisdom as your truth, whether you're speaking your truth or not. So it's spoken and unspoken truth, and actually acknowledging that. And when you can begin taking action on it, it may be that you don't take action on every single thing, because you'll find that there's a lot of wisdom, and not all of it's meant to be taken large action on. But when you can listen to it and acknowledge it, it's usually a very calm voice, it's a whispering voice, then you instill more of that safety and security and worthiness within. So if any of this resonated with you, I would love to have you drop in the comments what really spoke to you, areas that you may still be working on. And I mean, this is life's work. So there's that sense, but areas in which you want to hear more about. I know the women that I met with on Sunday were it's like they're working on deepening into that wisdom and actually really trusting it. And that is part of, really anchoring in this divine feminine energy, because our society is largely based on, masculine energy and success and achievement, and women's energy does not. We can do that, but why we hit large amounts of burnout is because we're trying to operate that way all the time, and that's not our true nature. So we have to meet both and honor our own energetic blueprint. So anyways, that is it. Oh, what I do want to share is on Sunday, March 21st at 4 p.m. Mountain, I am hosting a Body Muse Masterclass. So the group that I facilitated on Sunday was a private Body Muse class, And I am hosting a public one on Sunday, March 21st, and I would love to have you there if this content has resonated with you. There is a link in my bio to sign up, and if you have any questions about it, just let me know. All right, it was good to be with you all. Bye for now. They changed this. Now I don't know how to turn it off. Ah! I don't want to just close it. Okay. All right, well, maybe I just do this. I hope I don't lose this. Bye.